Think back to a moment you said yes to a favor you dreaded. Or maybe you found yourself instinctively trusting a complete stranger, unable to explain exactly why. We assume we are the sole authors of our choices. Every day, you navigate thousands of decisions, acting on what feels like pure, independent logic. But the reality of human behavior is far more porous. Subtle shifts in a person's posture, a calculated pause, or a slight change in tone can quietly influence your decision-making process before you even realize it. To see exactly how this works, we are going to reverse engineer a single hypothetical conversation. We will break down, second by second, how someone can engineer a forced agreement. By looking at these mechanics, you'll see how easily the brain's own social shortcuts can be used to steer your final answer. Let's start from the very first greeting. A skilled manipulator doesn't open with a demand. Instead, they initiate contact passively, keeping the interaction completely devoid of pressure. They deploy a technique called mirroring. They align their physical posture with yours, matching your gestures and rhythm of speech. Your brain interprets this symmetry as deep familiarity. A subconscious bond forms, telling your nervous system this person is like you. Because we are biologically wired to trust what is familiar, your brain begins to lower its critical defensive filters. You stop salming for threats and start relaxing into the conversation. By the time they actually make a request, they aren't starting as a stranger. They've positioned themselves as someone who already feels like a trusted ally. Now we enter the second phase. The manipulator finally acts, but they don't ask for much. Instead, they request a favor so tiny and harmless that saying no would feel unnecessary. Disarmed by the comfort established moments ago, you happily oblige. It feels like a zero-stakes interaction, a simple courtesy. This creates a psychological vulnerability. The human brain demands behavioral consistency. Once you commit, it pushes you to stick to that trajectory. This is the foot-in-the-door effect. That first minor agreement primes your psychology, making you statistically more likely to agree to larger requests. Your own subconscious desire to avoid internal contradiction has now become the manipulator's primary leverage. This brings us to the climax of the interaction. The manipulator drops the real, much larger request, and then they stop talking. They weaponize the heavy, uncomfortable weight of dead air. Humans have a deep intolerance for social awkwardness, and an extended silence instantly creates friction. Your brain treats the silence as a psychological vacuum. Panic sets in as your nervous system searches for the immediate way to resolve the tension. To relieve that crushing pressure, you break the silence. You might start over-explaining your position, offering unprompted concessions, or simply yielding to the demand, just to make the silence stop. The target offers the agreement just to end the discomfort. The manipulator has secured a yes without ever having to issue a second direct command. This exact three-step sequence operates quietly in the background of everyday life. You encounter it in aggressive marketing, high-stakes sales pitches, and even personal relationships. Tactic only works if it can rush your brain into a quick response before your rational mind can intervene. The ultimate defense is the intentional pause. You have to break the chain of the interaction. When you feel that sudden spike of pressure, refuse to answer immediately. Take a deep breath and ask yourself whether you actually want to comply, or if you are simply reacting to the awkwardness of the moment. Claiming just a few seconds of conscious time is all it takes to disrupt the manipulator's script and take back control of your choices.